I'll make a statement, and then my co-hosts will tell me whether they are in, they agree, or they're out, they disagree. And you at home can play as well. Let's start off with yesterday, where we got word that Dak Prescott said that Ezekiel Elliott was in the best shape of his life. We talked about it on the show, and we went deep on Zeke's role with the Cowboys and how important he'll be. And yet, part of me, well, might have been rolling my eyes a bit, because June is officially best shape of his life season. We've done this show every year in the off season. We see the videos of guys box jumping on Instagram, and we are told they're in the best shape of their life. So Nate, I will start with you. Being in the best shape of your life in June actually matters, and it actually is an issue when it comes to the NFL season. Or do we just hear this about every single player every single year?
It does matter, Schrags, and I'm mad at you for rolling your eyes. I can only imagine as soon as Dak Prescott said that, Peter Schrager whispers to himself, I'm out. That's Peter's favorite thing to say whenever he doesn't agree with anything. Here we go. I'm out. Yes, it matters, especially for a guy like Zeke, who we've been waiting for him to get back to where he was. There was one point where we thought that Ezekiel Elliott was a surefire legend. Like, he was on his way to getting a gold jacket if this guy keeps it up. And he has this level of consistency for 10 years and wins a championship or two. There's no way they're going to keep him out of the Hall of Fame. So, yes, it matters for guys like Zeke. And on top of that, speaking from firsthand experience, the sooner you get in shape, the easier it is to stay in shape. The guys that wait until the last minute, late July, even August to get in shape, those are the dudes whose bodies break down in training camp because they weren't ready.
I love shape of your life. It is hilarious to me. It's my favorite thing of this time of year. Listen, it's never like he's in excellent shape. It's always the best of his life. Like, no way when he was 22, he was in better shape than now. In an odd way, it actually disparages the player when they were younger because they weren't as good a shape as they are in now. It's everyone, too. I just saw a news bullet that the 49ers are saying that Mohamed Sanu is in the best shape of his life. It's not just the superstars. Absolutely love it. They've been sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber. They went to an all-new vegan diet. Best shape of their life. I'm sure they'll be hurt by week 3, but we don't need to talk about that.
I love it. I think when it comes to the workout videos, you lose me. I feel like it's that season too. We're going to see videos, and there's guys with tennis balls, and they're balancing like fish tanks with sharks in them, and they're pulling pianos with their teeth. And I come in the morning, full disclosure, and I'm like, is this hard? What are they doing here? Is it that cool? So that sort of stuff you lose me on. But when it comes to this, especially with Zeke, like Nate is saying, I'm in Schrags because I remember last year around this time it was Gronk. Gronk looks good. Gronk looks better. When you have questions about players and you start hearing this stuff, especially from quarterbacks, it sort of ties into ego. You feel good, you perform well, therefore, ergo, Dr. K, sports psychologist, says she is here for it and excited about Zeke. I'm in.
I love it. It's true. I'm into because I'd be concerned if they didn't say that. There's always two of them, though. There's best shape of his life in June, and then after having a major surgery was successful. It was 100% successful. He's going to be great. He's going to be on track. I have yet to hear a doctor come out and say, surgery was all right. It didn't go perfect, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Number 2, Nate, yesterday you were talking about our favorite first overall picks of all time, and you brought up Bo Jackson, and thank you for doing that because it was the best video we had on the show all day. You also said that the Bo Knows campaign was something that you wish they brought back today. So, Kyle, I will start with you. Bo Knows was the best sports marketing campaign of the 1990s. We in or we out?
Bo Knows was the coolest sports marketing campaign of the 90s, but I am saying down as the best because the absolute best was Dan and Dave, the decathletes for Reebok. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's the thing. Bo Knows they got us talking about the coolest athlete in the world. We were talking about Bo and baseball and football already. Reebok had us talking about decathletes. We could not wait for the steeplechase and for the pole vault and all that stuff we've never cared about in it for a second. Now, it ended disastrously, cataclysmically after months of buildup. Or Dan and Dave are going to win the gold, and then Dan doesn't even make the damn Olympics. And Dave didn't win the gold. Doesn't matter. By that point, we're buying our cross trainers, that big old Velcro over the top. We cared about the decathlon because of that ad campaign. Dan and Dave, that's the go.
It's well reasoned. I'm not familiar with that. At least Bo knows the phrase. I know it actually kicked off in 1989, so I didn't know it that well, but I can easily say it is not, to me, the best or the most important. I grew up in Chicago. It was just be like Mike. Over and over again, if you really think about it, the sustained excellence of that campaign with Nike, I mean, it was around through the entire 90s. It was around even last year with the reboot and The Last Dance and all of that talk. So to me, Michael Jordan being everywhere, McDonald's, just all of that surrounding Be Like Mike has to be at that Gatorade campaign, rather.
I wanna be like Mike. Yeah, that was a fantastic commercial. Oh, man, give me goosebumps. Listen, I'll stick with Bo Knows for sure. I just feel like, it was something like we've never seen. I mean, come on, baby. Check me out. Bo could do it all. He could sing, he could dance, he did every single sport. But there are some second and third tier campaigns that I loved. I remember the Magic and Bird, and they were doing the old school Converse and even a fast food commercial, playing horse. That was fantastic. I remember the Charles Barkley, I'm Not a Role Model, which was kind of shocking. You're like, whoa, you're going to put a brand behind that? But that was genius. And I also remember something recent. I remember a young LeBron James entering the league, and me, a young player entering the NFL, and seeing big billboards when I would push into Cleveland as we're going to the stadium, and I would see LeBron with powder and say, you are a witness. And I'm like, I'm a witness to what, greatness? Am I a witness to a Hall of Fame career? Like, I get it. He's called the king in high school, but how you going to tell me a witness? I don't want to be a witness. Don't force that on me. But you know what? We were witnesses to greatness, because LeBron could go down as the greatest player of all time. So I do feel like Bo is at the top, but there's just something about sports and marketing that is great, man. Shregs, come on, baby.
I know. I have such a love for like the 90s shoe commercial. And Kyle, I'm going to just put this out there and tell me if you remember it, because I don't know if it's for everyone. It might have been just a New Jersey thing. Derek Coleman used to wear British Knights, and his was the Dimacell.
Yeah.
And there was a time machine commercial. Derek Coleman and then, of course, LA Gear, Karl Malone doing the LA Gear ads. I got to say, 1990s. 1990s, it just hit a little different.
Larry Johnson and Converse.
And I respect all the... LJ, Grandmama, let's go. Third one. Let's move on here. All right. Major news came out yesterday. We'd heard about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, and there were rumors that they'd been sighted together. They went to the gym. Affleck was smoking a cigarette after the gym, the whole deal. But this weekend, they took it to the next level. This weekend, it was seen on camera, Affleck, Lopez, Malibu, Nobu, kissing and being caught on camera while they were eating their rock shrimp tempura. Kay Adams, are we in or are we out with public displays of affection at the dinner table? Are we in or are we out?
Okay. My rules, I mean, there's a lot of in and outs here. How much alcohol have I consumed? Post-COVID world, I'm a little more lenient. Am I a bystander who's heartbroken coming off a breakup? Or am I full of love because we've all been trapped in our apartments for a year? In New York at dinner, I am okay with this. Malibu, there were trees around them. It was private. They didn't do it like gratuitously or for too long. But let he who is not made out outside of Dante on a Saturday afternoon after drinking an entire bottle of champagne throw the first stone. I'm in.
Okay. Hey, listen, let me take you to my second job yesterday, because oftentimes I read these scripts for Extra, and then I find out what's going on in the world. So I'm reading my script, and this is Nate Burleson for Extra. Ben and J-Lo get a room? Caught at the Malibu hotspot, and Jen's family was there. So this was a full-on meet the family moment. Oh, and coming up, what A-Rod was doing with his ex. Extra. So yeah, I'm sitting there like, oh snap, so let me go ahead and Google what's going on around. Let me Bing what's going on around here. And then I find out that they were smooching and kissing. I love PDA. Me and the wife, if we out, I don't care if we at Starbucks or if we're having a few adult drinks at dinner, we gonna be kissing and hugging like we in high school. So I say yes. I see you, Ben.
It boils down to this at the restaurant. Are you a same-sider or not? I am a card-carrying, flag-waving same-sider. If I have one dinner a week to spend with my wife, and we go out to a restaurant, we got a babysitter, everything, I want as much close personal time. I will go around that booth. I'm telling you, I am a huge PDA guy. I mean, look, There are some folks out there, they get more at the dinner table than they do when they get home. You got to get that in. Like, I wish that my table had a partition and a door, like one of those limo things, all the way up, because I'll do anything I can, and I will do it on the same side every single time, shamelessly. Huge PDA guy.
Kyle, I didn't know that the all-you-can-eat buffet has a banquet and booths. I was unaware they even had that there.
Ponderosa, Peter, they're back. Chairs, they're back. Who knew? Sizzler.
The Sizzler.
Yeah. You go to dinner, we go to Sizzler, baby.
No.
Hey, now.
We're not bumping. Shregs, your thought on PDA, because I think if everyone else does it, it's gross. If I do it, it's fine. What do you think?
I think that's about right. And if you're doing it, it better be for a special occasion. I just don't know if Ben and J-Lo are doing it for the cameras. If that's the case, get a life. Oh, hot take.